Tatiana, I hope you were there and you didn't leave us. I'm very sorry.
That's okay. I'm still here, believe it or
Okay,
not.
thank you so much. I know.
Yeah.
I thought I was
So,
going to take a little bit
yeah, no,
less.
that's okay. So hello, everyone. I am sorry I do not speak Spanish. I can just say buenas noches. I hope I say it correctly.
Perfectly.
But
Buenas noches, Tatiana.
I had a great experience visiting Spain, Madrid in October. So you guys live in a beautiful country, and I understand that an opportunity to travel to Canada is an opportunity that your parents want to provide for you, so that you can experience this world and the travel and education in a different country. And I hope that every single one of you appreciates your parents for providing you with this opportunity.
I completely agree with you. Tatiana os anima a los estudiantes cuyos padres tienen la oportunidad y la inquietud de mandaros a estudiar al extranjero, en este concreto a Canadá, que aprovechéis y agradezcáis esta predisposición, porque el regalo que os están haciendo es incalculable. Es mejor que cualquier cosa material que os puedan hacer.
So I'll try to go quickly so that I don't keep you too long, but I hope that 7 of those people or families that have stayed, thank you for your patience. So where in the world are we? Simcoe County is with the main city being Barrie, where you see it, is only about an hour drive north from Toronto. So you would be flying to the Toronto Pearson International Airport, which is there is a direct flight from Madrid, and it's an easy about 8.5 hours. You come, we pick you up, and then we take you to one of the locations where you will spend, typically Spanish students are staying for a year because of the validation reasons.
Yeah, that's correct. Bueno, como veis, está ubicado aproximadamente a 1 hora de viaje en coche al norte de Toronto, y es de los distritos más cómodos, porque volamos directamente hasta Toronto, recogen allí el estudiante y ya se dirigen hacia la zona donde se ubica, que es en los alrededores de la ciudad de Barrie, que ahora veréis es además it's the safest, no?
Yes, it's the safest city. So for parents, what's great to know that again, City of Barrie has been named Canada's safest city by Statistics Canada, and the picture here is the picture of our lakeshore. So just so you know that Simcoe County is surrounded by lakes. It's smaller lakes, so you can actually swim there in the summer, but they are small enough that they often freeze in the winter, and you can go, you can walk, you can ski, you can go ice fishing with your host family. And Barrie is not the only place that is surrounded by water. A couple of our locations where the schools are all surrounded by water. So for parents, the safety. For students, what's great to know is that we do have a public transportation. It's a GO train that goes straight from the downtown Barrie. And in about an hour and a half, you get down to downtown Toronto. And many of our students actually make that trip on the weekend with the permission, of course, and with a group of students and an adult. Very often they go there with the host families for sport events or whatever they need to, so they enjoy that that feel of the large city that perhaps they are bringing from Madrid or other locations in Spain where it's very very busy, and then you come back to a quieter, surrounded by nature site.
Vale, pues bueno, para papás, una muy buena razón para considerar Simcoe County es Barrie ha sido nombrada la ciudad más segura. Is it Ontario's or Canada's safest city? de
Canada's.
Canadá, con lo cual es tremendo. Ya tenéis ahí una razón muy, muy buena para considerar esta zona. Y luego para estudiantes dos cosas muy interesantes. Una, está rodeado de lagos pequeñitos, toda la zona en sí, que en verano se puede uno bañar y hacer actividades acuáticas y en invierno se congelan, con lo cual pueden hacer patinaje sobre hielo o, no sé, incluso esquí de fondo, pero bueno, se pueden hacer actividades en el propio lago y tienen un sistema de transporte público desde el centro de Barrie hasta el centro de Ontario que tarda aproximadamente 1 hora y media y que muchos estudiantes se aprovechan de ello durante los fines de semana con permiso de las familias anfitrionas y con el acompañamiento de algún adulto para pasar el día en Toronto y bueno, pues poder hacer lo que les apetezca de excursiones, compras, etcétera.
So you can switch to the next slide. Simcoe County is a 4-season destination. I'm going to focus only on 3 seasons simply because that's the time when you guys would be visiting us. So the fall, beautiful maple leaf colors. I have not seen those in Spain, despite the fact that it's a beautiful country and I just admire the place and would love to visit it for my personal vacation at some point. But you do not have the maple trees that make the beautiful fall color. Because we are surrounded by greenery, by lots of hiking, biking opportunities are there. And in October, early October, we take all of our international students for the treetop trekking. In Spain, I believe you refer to it as a high ropes challenge course. And it's only $20, which does not cover the cost of the trip, but it covers the commitment. And students pay by cash upon their arrival. Some permission forms must be signed, which is part of the application process, which is done online via True North.
Ok, perfecto. Bueno, una de las... a ver, es un destino que tiene un montón de posibilidades y actividades disponibles durante todo el año, pero con muy buen criterio. Tatiana se ha centrado en otoño, invierno y primavera, que es cuando están nuestros estudiantes allí. En otoño es muy interesante esta excursión que tienen... aquí lo llamaríamos... aquí en España tenemos también varios puntos donde se puede hacer esta actividad, pero bueno, básicamente es treetop trekking, que es que van de un árbol a otro, como veis son arces, con un arnés, evidentemente muy seguros, y la actividad tiene un coste de $20 que no cubre el coste en sí de la actividad, sino el compromiso del estudiante de que se apunta y que luego no se va. So you have a ski in the area?
We are so Barrie is located in the snow belt of Ontario. So yes, we have lots of snow in the winter. Right now it's only +1 and we have just a little bit of snow. But because we have snow and we do have some hills that we dare to call mountains, but they are hills, yet all cannot compare it to British Columbia. However, not everyone is a professional skier, right? So but in our area, we do have several ski resorts that students can access recreationally if they wish to. And very often students get together after school and go there just for fun. As a school, as a field trip at the end of February, beginning of March, sometime we do take all of our students to Snow Valley, which is only 15 minutes away from Barrie, for the snow tubing. That's where, they get to enjoy the snow tubing at the Snow Valley. Now, this just so you know, as a sport in the winter, our schools do offer downhill or alpine skiing as a sport team, and students can join. Some schools have more competitive teams than others, so I would need to know the level of the skiing. And some schools also have cross-country skiing, so those that many people think that it might be easy because it's just flat, but no, it's not flat. But we do have cross-country skiing opportunities as well in the winter, and we can then go down to them.
Let me translate really quickly, no problem. Bueno, en invierno, sorprendentemente, porque además Ontario no es una zona conocida por las posibilidades de esquí, sino que lo que suele ser conocido es Alberta, British Columbia, por las montañas rocosas, disponen de estaciones de esquí en los alrededores que son pequeñitas, son colinas que no son montañas muy altas, pero que para un nivel principiante y medio son perfectamente adecuadas y los estudiantes pueden practicarlo durante el invierno. Hay algunos colegios que ofrecen esquí como deporte en invierno, hacen una actividad de snow tubing en una estación que se llama Snow Valley para todos los estudiantes internacionales y es una zona, en mi opinión, es muy positivo, que en invierno nieva mucho, con lo cual eso te da también, a mí me gustan mucho las zonas que tienen 4 estaciones muy, muy diferenciadas y que ya que vas a Canadá y vas a pasar el invierno allí, vas a poder hacer actividades típicamente de invernales con la nieve allí y, bueno, pues comportarte como un canadiense más. Perdón, también ofrecen esquí de fondo, que eso es duro, os aviso, si alguno se anima, que sepáis que no es poca cosa. Spring.
So spring for us comes sometime in May. Again, with the outdoor activities available because of the lakeshore in many of our communities, that you can just go for a walk, for a bike. Some schools have mountain biking sport teams and clubs that people can join. And this is the time when we take our students, as many other boards surrounding Toronto, we go to Canada's Wonderland. Again, only $20. All of our trips are only $20 just to cover the commitment so that we can plan. And students get to enjoy the amusement park. I believe in Madrid there is something similar. I've just seen the high rise construction.
Oh, yes. So I guess you saw it from the Egyptian temple that you see the whole view
No,
of the
I
park.
think it was, I don't know where I saw it from. I don't know. I feel like it was near the Royal Palace.
Yes, that's right. It's in a park, in a very, very big park
Yeah.
called Casa de Campo.
Yeah.
And there we have our own amusement park. It's not as big as Canada's Wonderland. Just
So
so you
please
know.
come and visit us
Yeah.
and we'll take you to Canada's Wonderland.
Sure. Bueno, en primavera, en primavera, como os podéis imaginar, hacen de todo, porque bueno, pues llega el buen tiempo, la floración, la gente, hay muchas más horas de luz y la gente, bueno, pues tiende más a hacer actividades en la naturaleza. Una de las cosas que hacen con los estudiantes de intercambio es el viaje a Canada's Wonderland, que es un parque de atracciones muy grande de la zona y cuesta únicamente $20, que igual que el resto de actividades que organizan con los estudiantes de intercambio, ni siquiera cubre el coste, es por el compromiso de que te apuntas, pero vas. Homestay.
So the homestay, so for the homestay, we do work with Canada Homestay Network. We work very closely with them. We meet weekly with them. There is a local coordinator that is on right in Barrie, where we have majority of our schools. There are 5 schools in Barrie, but she visits schools. She attends as well our orientation, where students have her contact information and can reach out to her at any time. So students, as anywhere, would get a private bedroom, three meals a day, single or multiple international student placement, but never with the same language. No same language placement. And if the student lives far from the school, then the school bus is provided at no cost. There are some areas where students live further from the school, so there is a school bus for them. But in Barrie, many of our students are walking to school.
Oh, that's great. Bueno, la mayoría de estudiantes que están alojados en la ciudad principal, que es very, pueden incluso ir andando al colegio. En el caso de que su familia viva más lejos, van en el bus escolar, que está incluido en el precio. Trabajan con una agencia especializada de homestay de Canadá muy estrechamente, que obviamente también cuenta con sus propios coordinadores locales y los estudiantes tienen una habitación privada, evidentemente las 3 comidas al día. Puede haber otros estudiantes de intercambio alojados en la casa, nunca del mismo idioma que el estudiante. O sea, no puede ser español, colombiano, argentino, porque hablan español ambos.
So we can move on and talk about our school programs. You can switch to the next slide. So we do have 15 secondary schools. About 11 of them participate heavily and receive international students. Our program is fairly small. We in a year we would have about 200 students per year. Now, each school would not have more than 1% of international students, and the highest number of international students in a school is about 25, about 30. There are some schools that have only 5 students, and if you want to be in a smaller communities, a smaller school, it's just something that you need to specify in the application form. That's where, I'd like to take an opportunity and ask that the information you provide on the application form is read thoroughly, and we use it for family placement, for school placements. And when you discuss it with your agent, if your agent has any questions, you don't know which school to choose, just describe us your interest and we'll be happy to recommend the school.
How many schools do they need to choose, or they can go straight to?
No, we ask for 3 3 choices, and please rank them. We always try to place the student in their first choice of school. But sometimes it does happen that we cannot find the perfect family match. So then we might move the student to a different school. And that's why it's good to have those 3 choices.
And out of these 15 secondary schools, I'm sorry I missed, how many of them
11.
are accepting? 11. Okay. Vale,
Actually,
bueno, pues
Jimmy, all of them accept. It's just that Spanish students typically like to stay in a city or town, and some of our schools are remote, more rural, and it's not that they are not welcoming international students, but students don't necessarily want to be in the rural area.
Ok, perfecto. Bueno, el distrito cuenta con 15 high schools de nivel de secundaria, de los cuales normalmente 11 son los que aceptan estudiantes de intercambio, no porque los otros 4 no quieran aceptar estudiantes de intercambio, sino porque normalmente las preferencias de los estudiantes, en nuestro caso españoles, son a colegios en zonas un poco más grandes, que son estos 11 colegios en los que suelen ser alojados. Nos piden que hagamos un listado por orden de prioridad de los 3 colegios en los que nos gustaría aplicar para que el estudiante sea matriculado allí, y casi siempre consiguen matricularlo en la primera opción, aunque a veces tienen que ir a por la segunda o tercera opción si no encuentran el perfect match entre colegio y familias disponibles de la zona que vaya a encajar bien con ese perfil del estudiante. Y muy interesante, tienen un número bajísimo de estudiantes internacionales, de no más de un 1% y máximo 20 estudiantes internacionales en cualquiera de los colegios, lo cual es una opción muy, muy buena, muy recomendable para que la inmersión sea especialmente intensa. Habéis podido comprobar que en otros distritos escolares el ratio es mayor que en Simcoe County.
So I'm not going to go through the schools. This is just going to give you an idea of our, how schools look. Many of the schools that international students attend are over 1,000. Our newest, only opened 3 years ago, is Maple Ridge Secondary School, which has
nothing to do.
Not to be confused with a school in British Columbia, but we have number of the newly built, bright, beautiful schools. Yes.
Muy importante, que a nosotros es algo que nos parece un número muy adecuado. La mayoría de estos colegios en los que suelen estar alojados los estudiantes internacionales tienen en torno a 1.000 estudiantes, lo cual es un número estupendo, un buen balance entre una buena población estudiantil, oferta de actividades extraescolares, unas buenas instalaciones, pero tampoco un número de estudiantes abrumador en los que el estudiante de intercambio se sienta completamente perdido. Y el más nuevo que tienen se llama Maple Ridge, que no tiene nada que ver con el distrito escolar del que hemos hablado antes en la Columbia Británica.
So all of our schools will have a computer lab. They will have a science lab. All of our schools have music, visual arts, gym, and tap courses, because those are the requirements by the Ministry of Education for our local students. That is why some of those, like, visual art and music courses are very unique for Spanish students, and they absolutely love to take them because there are a variety of options. There are options for a course, like a credit course where they earn a grade, and there are also clubs and crews that students can take.
Bueno, esto es muy interesante. Todos los colegios cuentan con estas instalaciones, que como podéis ver ya, esto de Visual Arts Room, un fitness studio o una ala tecnológica son muy, muy, muy interesantes para los estudiantes de intercambio. Y luego ya en algunos en concreto tienen, por ejemplo, un estudio de danza o de baile, teatro, que suele ser también bastante popular para los estudiantes de intercambio españoles, pero esta parte de la izquierda aquí es muy interesante porque independientemente del colegio que queráis elegir en Simcoe County, vais a disponer de estas instalaciones que no es tan habitual en ciertos colegios aquí en España.
So next we can just go through the pictures because these are the pictures, science lab. Shows you the interactive style of teaching in Canadian schools, just like Trish was talking about. This is Canadian system. You can ask your teacher a question and you will never hear an answer from a teacher saying, well, I am not paid to answer or provide this information twice, as I have heard from some of the students.
Wow, okay. Bueno.
So our students our teachers will definitely support you, answer questions. And I always say, you have to try hard to fail in the Canadian system, because in our schools, we have all the extra support. For ESL, we have extra support for our international students, just especially for Spanish students, because of the validation. We make sure that they are studying, they are, doing the work, or if they need help, it's there.
Bueno, una vez más, Tatiana nos recalca la predisposición de los profesores en Canadá a interactuar con los estudiantes, a explicar todas las veces que sea necesario lo que no hayan podido comprender. Y en estas fotos vemos que, ejemplos representativos de cómo se desarrollan las clases en los diferentes tipos de asignatura, muy interactiva, mucha intervención por parte del profesor, por parte de los estudiantes. Fijaos qué instalaciones tienen para esta clase en concreto de entiendo que mecánica de automóviles, cocina.
This is industrial kitchen. Yes, industrial kitchen that is available in number of schools for the tourism and hospitality classes, and we've had students take those courses and they absolutely love. If you follow us on our Instagram, you will see some of those videos from the students.
Oh, okay. We will share, yeah, of course, the link. I'm afraid the only thing that I'm missing is that you don't have a cafe called the Screaming Avocado.
But I don't have what?
The cafe called Screaming Avocado.
You know what? Right. We don't.
Isla.
Yes, we don't have the Screaming Avocado Cafe. However, in all the schools that have hospitality classes, they do offer. They have different programs in terms of or arrangements. In some schools, every week they do have like, a combination during lunchtime, a combination of music, students performing something during lunch, students coming, students cooked, and students can buy whatever the hospitality class offered.
Super interesting.
They do art cafes at the end of the school year where students can, look at all the art that has been created in classes and buy whatever other students have made. So those opportunities are actually there, but maybe not with the name of the Screaming Avocado.
Okay.
But I'll
I
have
think
to think.
that will not be a problem. Bueno, nos ha explicado Tatiana un poco que prácticamente para cualquier tipo de especialidad siempre organizan cosas en las cuales puedan poner en práctica lo que están aprendiendo. Un ejemplo que me ha gustado mucho que ha puesto ella es que en la hora de la comida, a lo mejor los estudiantes de música hacen alguna pequeña actuación en directo para los que están en ese momento en la cafetería, o los de cocina alguna degustación. Entonces, siempre están intentando buscar actividades en las que pongan en práctica lo que están aprendiendo y lo que están estudiando. Como veis aquí, por ejemplo,
Communication labs, video production, broadcasting is actually available in every school. Some schools have a bit stronger program than others, but again, all you need to know, express what you're interested in, and we will help you decide which school.
Okay.
Further, yeah. The auto shop is in every school. It's the tech courses that, again, on our website, you can see short videos about 2 minutes that explain 10 different options for tech courses. And those are worthy to take a look at.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, arts. So for arts, because it seems like quite interesting theme
This is
for
very popular here.
Yeah, very popular for Spanish students. So we have, again, arts is mandatory in Ontario system. So every school has it. But the difference is going to be in the performing arts, in theatrical production, and the music opportunities. The larger the school is, the larger program is. So for visual arts, that's drawing, painting, sculpture, this one, the top picture, top right for me, is actually made by an Italian student, attended last year. And this one? Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Yeah, and all the artwork that is displayed. And then at the bottom, you can see the dance studio that is in most of our schools, and theatrical productions are also done in schools. And here you can actually see, so for music and dance, students have an opportunity to take a course where they earn a credit and get a mark, or they can do it as an extracurricular club, or dance club, music club, concert band, and so on. Some schools do have instruments that you can borrow, take home as you are learning to. Violin, I know we've had some questions about violin, is an interesting instrument. Some schools have more opportunities to incorporate it than others, but there are other string instruments that students can learn to play if they want to.
Okay, very nice, very interesting. Todos los colegios ofrecen asignaturas artísticas, dado que están obligados por el currículum de enseñanza de Ontario, y algunos de ellos tienen actividades especiales, pues por ejemplo, de producción teatral, de estudio de danza, un programa fuerte en música. Entonces, como siempre os decimos, contadnos qué proyecto tenéis, lo hablamos con Tatiana y ella nos recomendará los colegios en los que cree que va a poder sacarle más partido. Pero, como os digo, tienen una oferta muy, muy potente en artes visuales porque lo hemos visto antes.
So if we can go to the next one, sports, that's another thing that is very interesting for students. In all Ontario, the sports seasons are divided into 3 seasons: fall, winter, and spring. It's done and the same sports are offered in all schools across Ontario. Well, the same sport would be offered at the same time in all schools in Ontario because they compete. Some schools are stronger in certain sports than others. Our coaches absolutely love Spanish students who are interested in soccer because
I know why.
yes, and we know that yes, we do offer soccer, but this is Canada, and we cannot compete with European strength of soccer. So I don't think there is anywhere in Canada you can compete with a European soccer because it's not a Canadian sport. If you were interested in hockey, it's there, or football, definitely that, or basketball is also quite popular in schools. So all of those sports are offered in different seasons, golf, tennis, whatever you are interested. But I just wanted to manage your expectations in terms of the soccer. If you are playing a high level soccer, you will not necessarily be happy with the Canadian level of soccer just because it's not there. Even though there are some private clubs. There are some private clubs in the area and they are stronger perhaps, but still you can't compare with European.
Bueno, nos avisa ya Tatiana que el nivel de fútbol europeo que podemos encontrar allí posiblemente no cumpla los estándares de los más exigentes. I'm wondering about tennis, golf, and skiing. Which extra cost would they have to pay?
So tennis, golf. So for skiing, there would be some extra cost, but it would really depend on which school they are at and which skiing they are doing. Is it alpine or is it Nordic? Because
Fine.
Alpine. So, Alpine. I don't know for sure, but I think it's about 200. So for any sport, there is an additional fee between $50 to $300, which will depend on the sport itself. For example, hockey, if anyone is interested in exploring ice hockey, again, we have it as a sport, school sport, or we have it as a course. But there is a fee, and students have to have that full equipment. I can, after all, send you more information on skiing for recreational, because students, if they are in Aurelia or Barrie, there are several resorts they have a choice to go to. You can either rent or you can buy used skis. Bring your own boots if you have it. So there are different options. And if you are part of the team, the school will help, and schools typically get a discounted price for anyone who joins the team at any resort where they go for practicing skiing.
Okay.
For tennis, I don't think there is much of a cost unless they go, for traveling, for competitions.
Okay.
So those are just pictures. Yep, some more pictures. Next, that's the Nordic ski team. Canoe and kayaking club is typically end of May, June. Next page, next slide, shows the list of different clubs and activities. So, there are courses you can choose from. There are sport teams that you can join. You would need to try out. But there are also clubs and activities that are offered during lunch break or right after school. The school day is from 8 o'clock till about 2:30. So you still have a good chunk of the day to do different activities or join clubs. And the clubs that are offered really depend on the interest of the students at that time at that school and the availability of the staff. Some schools have great outdoor clubs, and they go on camping trips and do those kind of activities. So we always say, listen to the announcements, talk to your guidance counselor if you want, and express your interest. There is always someone at the school that will help you to connect with interests that you have.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So there are like clubs that are already offered by each school, but you can also propose like new activities because you have this passion or whatever. Bueno, como podéis ver, la oferta de clubs y actividades también es muy, muy variada y como imagináis, depende del colegio, ¿vale? Entonces, eso sí que sería algo que os animaríamos a que nos consultéis antes de mandar una application y en cualquier caso, independientemente del colegio en el que estuvierais matriculados, yo os recomendaría que probéis cualquier cosa, porque al final es donde más se interactúa con los estudiantes locales, donde mejor se socializa y de donde se sacan los amigos normalmente.
So pretty much one of the last slides that I want to bring to your attention is orientation. We do offer pre-arrival, so there is pre-arrival online orientation, which includes also English as a second language test, which allows us to see whether or not the student needs ESL or English as a second
Support.
language class.
Mm-hmm.
And then once students arrive, we have in August, we have 3 days right before the school starts that we requested students attend our orientation. One day, the first day of orientation takes place at the school where they meet with a guidance counselor. They meet with local students and other international students. They discuss their timetable. They get the school tour. So they get prepared for that first day of school when they come to a new environment, new language, and the school of, let's say, 1,500 students. I do realize that some Spanish schools are even larger than that, but that's in a home country with your home language. Here, if you miss that day, we've heard students then, being lost a bit. We do try to support them as well for those late arrivals. Life happens. However, as a rule, we do request that they arrive and attend orientation. And then the other 2 days also include orientation and more familiarity with our education system, expectations. They meet the homestay coordinator. They learn about indigenous culture that we are surrounded by in where we are. They attend team building activities. They do archery. They do rock climbing. They do orienteering and just different activities that help them connect and be ready for that first overwhelming week in school.
Okay, when is normally this orientation? Which dates?
So let's say, this coming year, we have the first day of school will be, let me just quickly, I will tell you exactly the dates. So this coming year for August, we will have orientation on August 28, 29, and 30. And students that are coming to us, they can arrive as early as August 25th. So without any additional charge for extra nights. So they just have the time to acclimatize to the climate, to the time change, get to know their family, meet people. And then there is a long weekend, which is great opportunity to spend with a new host family. And then the school starts. So 28 to the 30th is the orientation day. It's always Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Ok, very interesting. Bueno, el distrito organiza dos tipos de orientaciones, bueno, más allá de la que hacemos en CLS, una online antes de llegar para allá para evaluar un poco el nivel de inglés del estudiante, hacerle algunas preguntas importantes para que luego ellos puedan orientar los próximos pasos una vez llegue a Canadá y en el propio Canadá, una vez aterrizan allí, tienen una orientación primero más grupal, un poco sobre el sistema educativo canadiense, su zona, su área, cómo moverse por los colegios. Luego una cita individual con su guidance counselor del colegio y luego un tour por el colegio, pues nuevamente para que puedan ubicarse y durante las primeras semanas no anden perdidos por los pasillos sin saber dónde están las cosas. La verdad que tiene valga la redundancia, una orientación muy, muy interesante como lo tienen montado y creemos que es muy, muy beneficioso para que el estudiante comience el colegio con garantía. Very, very, very interesting, Tatiana. Thank you so much for your presentation.
My pleasure. And hope we'll see some of you in Simcoe.
I'm sure we will, and we will push the program because we believe in it, and we think it's going to be a very good fit for our catalog and for our. You perfectly meet our quality standards in CLS. So thank you so much
Awesome.
for coming today.
Thank you.